Hi, my name is Alpa Doshi. In today's video on details about objective type questions relevant to both 11th standard as well as the 12th standard of Maharashtra State Board. We will be talking about details on how to score full marks in the objective types. As we know, the new board paper pattern has 20 marks of application based test, which has 11 marks of objectives, and the theory paper has another 20 marks of objectives. So together we have around 31 marks out of 100 in objective questions, 1 mark each. Going into the details of this question number 1 in your theory paper, we must know that we'll be expecting any 4 types out of these 10 types, and each type will be carrying 5 marks. So altogether we are talking about 20 marks. Also, it's important to note that there are 3 to 4 types which have been clearly demarcated for the application based test. There is a specific format given. So we expect that perhaps the other 6 are more important for the theory paper. We will be going into the details of all the 10. So to begin with, we start with the first question, and that is the objective type 1, an MCQ type question. You will be asked 5 questions. Each one carries 1 mark. Obviously, you have to rewrite the entire sentence, underlining the answer that you have chosen from the options clearly. All 5 are compulsory, nothing but an MCQ, multiple choice question. So, the next type that we have, objective type 2, which is match the pairs. The good old match the pairs, something which is everybody is very well versed with. I would like to highlight certain things of how this question is set. You will see that for every correct answer, there is a corresponding right answer. So for every question in the column A, there are 2 corresponding answers. Make sure that you write only the correct answers. Do not mark the answers with arrows, or do not answer with, A is 5th one, B is 2nd one, and so on. So talking about the details of what exactly I am trying to say, this is a sample question. You will see that there are 10 options given for the 5 questions in group A. If you will see that for every question for example, you have principle of unity of direction, which has 2 corresponding answers. The correct one is the 7th one, and the corresponding wrong answer from the same chapter of principles of management is receiving orders from one superior, which is actually talking about principle of unity of command. Similarly, you will find that the next question, staffing, has 2 corresponding answers. Functions of management is the chapter. Question number 6, the answer number 6 is actually talking about the organizing function, and the correct answer is the 9th one. We similarly see the next one, IMPS, has 2 options. The 5th one is the correct answer. The 4th one, timely payment of taxes, is the responsibility towards government. So each answer that you get, you can eliminate the wrong answer and thereby make it easier to find your next answer. So this, dear students, will help you identify. So please make sure that the match the pairs has always 2 corresponding answers. And this is what we expect you to write your answer. Maybe draw a table, mark it as group A, B, and write only the corresponding correct answer that we just saw in the entire table. Now, often students make this mistake of drawing lines. Please do not do this. This is not at all appreciated in the board. So this is your objective type number 2. We now move on to objective type number 3, which is answer in 1 word. Here, students, the tricky part is there are no options, there are no choices given. You have to memorize your answers. You have no clues which will suggest what the answer is talking about. But within the question, you will find some clues lying somewhere. So when you start answering this question, first, please identify the chapter from which the question seems to be asked. Also, you will be required to answer only a specific term or a phrase, not entire sentence, obviously. And you will find that the first few words of the question will suggest the answer to you, perhaps. So we take a sample question here, and you will see the sentences like the principle says a proper balance between centralization and decentralization is required. So as we see, the first two words are suggesting to you something. Here it is direct, and we understand that they're talking about the chapter of principles of management, and this principle that they're talking about is nothing but principle of centralization. So going to the second one, you will find that the process of comparing actual, if you will see here, they are actually talking about the function of controlling, but nowhere is the word function mentioned here. So the process is synonym to the word function, and so you should be able to identify the answer. So likewise, you have questions. The first words like the employee or the policy is something which is suggesting to you about the answer, perhaps. So we see the answers to these questions being this. It would be ideal if you could rewrite the sentence with this, or if your speed is slow, maybe you can just write the answer. Moving to the next type, objective type 4, the good old state true or false. Remember, in the old paper pattern, it was something which had reasons to be given, which is no longer expected here. This is just 1 mark objective. Please make it a habit to rewrite the sentence and then answer true or false, underline it, box it. Obviously, all 5 are compulsory, and for by any chance, do not change the order of the true or false. Write the answer in the same order as it has been given in the question paper. Going to the 5th type of objective, that is find the odd one out. What we are expecting here, now as you see here in the box on the right, you have the same question also important for your internal test. So good chances that this will be asked in the internal test, and lesser chances of it appearing in the theory paper. In any case, make sure that you underline or box the odd word clearly. You will be given 4 options, and 3 out of these have a common link between them. One of the 4 does not fit in the link, and that is your odd one out. As you see here, say for example, you have job security, health, safety measures, good working conditions, and reasonable profits. The first three choices given seem to be having a common link, and they're all responsibility towards employees. And the 4th option of reasonable profit is the incorrect or the odd one out. So this is how you will be mentioning it. Going to the next type, complete the sentences. This is yet again the good old fill in the blanks. Underline your answer clearly. Rewrite the entire sentence. Remember, you have to learn the answers. No clues, no options are provided. So you have to complete the sentence on your own. Talking about select the correct option. Now, this is something which is a different type here. Again, this is a question which has also been asked in the format. It has been given specifically that internal test paper can have this option. So, we expect it more so in the internal test. So, how you will be appearing is, this is given in sometimes in match the pair format, and the answers are given on top of the table. So just like you have your match the pairs, but some of your left side and some of your right side are missing. I have a sample question here. If you see in group A, the 2nd, 4th and 5th answers are missing, while in group B, the first and the third answers are missing. The answers to these, the options, are given in the bracket on top of the table, and you just have to find which is the correct answer here. For making it easy, this is exactly the same that I had used in match the pairs, and that's how you should understand the correlation between how this format is very similar to match the pair, except that some in the left and the right will be missing. So now let's see how you will be writing down your answer format. So for this particular question, you will be writing down the answers, underlining the answers that you've mentioned in group A and group B. So that makes it easy for the examiner to check your paper. Do not forget to underline the answers that you have filled up. Moving to the next type of objective, and that is objective type number 8. If you see here that this is a simple answer in one sentence. Specifically, it is clearly mentioned the answers cannot be in a few words or phrases. It has to be in complete sentences, which, however, does not mean an elongated, elaborated answer. Please be brief. It could include meaning of that concept or the definition or anything which explains the term. So this is again something which is exclusively in your theory paper. Objective number 9 again is also demarcated for internal test paper, and hence you have the question called correct the underlined word and rewrite. The instructions are clear. Sentence has to be rewritten. Whichever word you are changing, please highlight it. Either you underline it, box it. It could be in the same pen that you're using, does not matter, but please highlight it. Also, it is not required that you write the wrong question all over again. Do not do that. It will be confusing for the examiner. Just rewrite the correct answer, and that's it. That's about type number 9. Going to the last type now. We see here the arrange in proper order. You'll see you'll be given 3 words or phrases. Okay, they'll all be in a jumbled up order. You have to rewrite the correct answer by arranging those 3 words or phrases in the correct order. It is not required for you to rewrite the question, but please make sure that when you're giving the answer, you will be mentioning the proper order. For example, you have here placing an order, cash on delivery and registration. We see here that the order is jumbled up. The first step in placing an online order is the step of registration, second one being placing an order, followed by the last stage of cash on delivery. So this is your last type of objective and a sample question corresponding to it. Let us just brief up about the important instructions that we've been talking about. As we know, out of the 10 types in the new paper pattern, we will be asked only 4 of these, each carrying 5 marks, totaling to 20 marks. When you are answering objectives, do not change the order. Just write your answers in the same order as it has been asked in the question paper. So don't jumble up your sub-questions or internally as well. Please do not. Whatever answers you write, highlight them, underline, box, whatever. All the objectives that we have are for 1 mark. There is no option, nothing you can leave. All are compulsory. And the combination of the 4 types which you will be appearing in each question paper is going to be different naturally, because out of the 10, any 4 is going to be asked. While you are attempting, make it a point to leave lines between each answer. Write the question numbers clearly, and wherever required, do rewrite the sentences. So these, my dear students, will make it enough for you to prepare, as well as it will give you guidance of how to prepare as well as to attempt and present your objective type questions. So as I said at the very beginning, 31 marks out of 100 is going to be objectives in your both application based and the theory paper together. So obviously it's a very important part of your 100 marks. Also, the 2 marks and other objectives questions that you will be having will also, you will be preparing in relevance to your objective type. So altogether, we find this really, really relevant. So if you find this video useful, please do share with your friends. Subscribe to my channel for more and more of such presentations and videos. Thank you very much.